Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jamaican Youth, and in this video I will talk about Mexico City. Mexico City is one of my favorite cities to visit as it is an inexpensive city and there are lots of fun things to see and do. Before I talk about Mexico City, however, I want to mention my YouTube channel to you. This channel is geared towards solo travel and self-improvement. If these are things that you are interested in, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel and to like and share this video. I hope you enjoy. So I started my trip in Pittsburgh. I flew from Pittsburgh to Mexico City with a connecting flight in Detroit, but it didn't take me long to get to Mexico City at all. I left 6 a.m. in the morning. I was there by midday in Mexico City. It was a very inexpensive flight, and when I got there, I actually, had a pleasant culture shock. Now, I must say, before I went to Mexico, I spent 2 weeks looking over some Spanish phrases, learning Spanish as best I possibly could, and, really trying to be able to blend in with the culture there in terms of speaking to people. So that was good. When I got there, my main mode of transportation was Uber. Of course, there's public transportation. There is the bus, there is the metro, there is, other modes of transportation. But, Uber, there was no real need to use anything outside of that because it was so inexpensive. I also stayed at an Airbnb, and the one I chose to stay at is at a place in Condesa, a place called Condesa in Mexico City. And if you ever go to Mexico City, it's recommended that you stay at either in Condesa, in Polanco, or Roma Norte. Those are, the preferable places. Those are the safer places in Mexico City to stay at. It was very inexpensive and, really, really nice apartment. I got the entire apartment to myself, and it was good. I got to be right close to the center of the city where a lot of the activities were going on. In terms of places to visit, there are so many. Mexico City is the second largest city in the Americas. So it's massive, even bigger than New York City. It's second only to Sao Paulo, Brazil, which has a massive population. But one of the places I got to visit was Chapultepec Park. Chapultepec Park is awesome. It's one of the largest parks in the Western Hemisphere. And there's a castle called Chapultepec Castle. And as you can see, there's some, video here of this castle. Very, very beautiful. Just really green and pretty. You see some of the pictures there of the chariots. This used to be the residence of the president of Mexico before that changed, but very awesome picture. And this is right there at the front of the castle. Very awesome. Another place I got to visit was Historical Center, and in particular here, Palacio de Bellas Artes. It's like the National Theater of Mexico City, where all the fine arts, whether it's music, dance, or drama, happens. It's a beautiful building, and it's located in Historical Center in general, which is a massive square in the center of the city. Historical Center is where you must visit if you go to Mexico City. It kind of gives you a general feeling of the buzz of the city. This particular day where I went to Historical Center, it was rainy, and so people were kind of trying to stay out of the rain. But before it started to rain, I walked around a little bit, and it was just such an awesome experience. Sampling some of the food, seeing some of the different kinds of people that live in Mexico. I mean, people tend to think that Mexicans have one type of look, but when I was there were so many different types of people. It was just an awesome experience. The architecture that's around Historical Center too is another thing that is awesome. Really, you're in awe when you really see it. And if you walk around, there's a larger park that is close by where people just hang out, and sometimes concerts happen there, etc. Another place I got to visit in Mexico were the pyramids, or Teotihuacan. This is a must-see in Mexico City. It's probably about a good hour and a half outside the city, maybe 2 hours, but it's definitely worth the visit. The day I went, there was a beautiful day, lots of visitors from all over the world, and I just really had a blast getting to see the Pyramid of the Sun and hearing about what it meant to local Mexicans. Another place I went to was Xochimilco. This is an area where you have boats floating on the river, and you go around just kind of, listening to mariachi bands and taking pictures and eating and laying down on the boat, and it was awesome. And this again was a beautiful day. I went there, it was nice and sunny, and so the experience there was was very good. I had a wonderful time listening to some of the music on the river, and later on in the video I'll let you hear some of the music that I heard. But you have to go to this place if you visit Mexico City. It's called Xochimilco. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but as you pretty much see what it is. It's a nice, easy ride, inexpensive, and just an awesome time. And you can sample different foods that are sold by some of the boats while you sail past them. And you can pay for a mariachi band to come and serenade you if you so desire. That's an awesome experience too. And it's just a peaceful ride. So of course I checked out some of the nightlife in Mexico City, and there's a lot of music that they like. Cumbia is big there, reggaeton is big there, bachata, and of course salsa. I got the opportunity to go to a salsa club and just see what it is like there. And this was a live club. People were live singing, which was awesome for me. And they were also playing music from the turntables, there was a disc jockey playing some music as well. But everybody is dancing and having a good time. The atmosphere is really, really great. It's one of the best atmospheres I've ever been in, because people are just so happy. And for all of the things that I've heard about Mexico in the past, man, this was nothing like what I've heard. These are happy people, and everybody was having a good time and dancing. This was a salsa joint right here, and that's one of the places people like to go and let loose, if you want to call it that. But there's several different types of music. As I said, bachata, salsa, cumbia, reggaeton. I even heard reggae being sung in Spanish when I was there. So there's just such a lot of music there. People are willing to teach you how to dance or show you what you need to learn. I never really took part in too much dancing, but It was just an awesome atmosphere, and people were very welcoming, very encouraging, and the live music, seeing all the musicians that were there, while people were dancing, hearing the singers, it was a pretty nice experience. And as a musician, I'm always attracted to where the music is. So the nightlife there is very entertaining. There are several different venues you can attend, and I really enjoyed my time there. So that was pretty interesting there, listening to the youngster right there singing. That was, I had to let you just listen to that, because if you enjoyed it as much as I did, you would know why I did that. But here is an example of me walking through Chapultepec Park again. This is not inside the castle. This is just outside, walking out and about, and just listen to the atmosphere of the people. This gives you an example of what it's like trying to buy food at the markets in Mexico. There's so many food places. There's so many places where you can buy food. One of my favorite things to buy is fruta con chile, which is fruit with chile. There's this sauce that they use, that they throw on the fruits, and it's a perfect morning breakfast. Very inexpensive. You can get it here, but there's so many other things you can get. There's something called chicharron. You can get toys, you can get stuffed animals, you can get cotton candy, you can get tacos, empanadas, enchiladas. It's just a really, really nice atmosphere. Which kind of brings me to the food. There was so much food there that I sampled. Breakfast food, lunch food, and dinner food. But one of the things I loved about their food was the coffee. If you have never drank Mexican coffee infused with cinnamon, ooh, you need to try that. That is an awesome, awesome tasting coffee. But here are some of the foods I sampled. There's just too much to talk about. Very inexpensive as well. You can get a really good meal for under $4 in Mexico. Really, really, fill your stomach, meal. Look at this that I had one morning for breakfast. That's all I had, and that was just awesome to eat. Everybody here sells food. So this was my time in Mexico. I really enjoyed showing you everything. I'm definitely going to go back to Mexico. I want to visit there several times. There's just so much to visit. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope in some way I kind of maybe motivated you to want to visit there. Until next time, please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good day.